Hi, I'm John Jacob. This is my first video blog as I get moving a little bit late, I think. I should have been on this a long time ago, but I'm here now. And I want to talk to um, people of all ages and ilk and people who share passion for a variety of different things, including how you actually take your life and turn it around. But nonetheless, I've been described. I'm 39 years old, and I've been described as a serial idealist. My heritage is in southern India. My family originates from Kerala, which is one of India's greenest southern states, with a very vibrant culture in food, in education, in dance, and in art. At 17, I left Bangalore, India, to spend the next 21 years traveling between North America, included the very industrial cities of Detroit and Pittsburgh at the time, to ending up in New York City, where I have now spent more than a decade. And it is in fact probably one of my most beloved cities in the world. I also spent a lot of time in Asia and Europe. My one key lesson that I learned was always build a business, whether it's creative or otherwise, with the passion that you're completely immersed in. Because in that case, success is probably around the corner. My passion for creativity towards a goal that was always and still is focused on getting the best possible ideal for all concerned. Um, this included a 100 voice boys choir that I built in high school, to college politics and activism in the United States, to life within corporate America, where I've spent 14 years at the very, very good firm of Deloitte LLP. I left Deloitte in 2008 because of my own goals and where I wanted to go, but I left as partner. And I left after building a new services business in Hyderabad, India, for the United States firm and for the global firm that currently has over 1,000 professionals, at least in the part of the business that I participated, conceived, and executed. Um, as a child, by the way, I never met a spice I didn't like. I probably, still don't like nutmeg. It's the only spice that I don't like. I don't know why, but it just doesn't sit well with me. My Bangalore family, however, was not so directly involved in sort of this spice extravaganza. I think they found it very amusing that John wanted to be in the kitchen and John wanted to cook, and that John liked his, spicy food. And my cousins will tell you at any point as a kid that even when dinners were served with Western European and Northern Indian dishes, that I always wandered into the kitchen and kind of made my own little Indian side salsa with tomatoes and onions and lots of the Kerala little green chili pepper. That's very healthy and very spicy. Pulled that all together and kind of used it with anything and everything that was being served at that time. In 1997, I was 25 years old and I went off to Asia. Deloitte sent me to Asia to get the corporate ask done, but I got another benefit out of that, which was I had the chance to experience and to explore everything in food, in art, in culture, in public education, and how they all connected through various situations in various villages and cities in Singapore and Thailand, and Malaysia and Hong Kong, in China and Japan, in South Korea, in Western India, and my beloved Vietnam, where part of this experience included being on morning fishing boats where I tested and tasted chili peppers, fell in love with ginger, garlic, and scallions and how they tasted together, and cooked together with chefs and residents and colleagues and anyone who really wanted to test it out, and have some fun. And that is how my not yet named concept of Chili Chic began. It started on those fishing boats in Southeast Asia. And I wanted to start having some real fun, educating, bringing health and color and vigor and heat to any environment through this ingredient that always fascinated me, this wonderful chili pepper. The Chili Chic platform itself, as a business, it clicked for me at 5 a.m. In 2007 on a fishing boat that was on the Arabian Sea outside the port city of Fort Cochin. If you've never been to Fort Cochin, you must go. It is one of India's a few heritage towns, a wonderful, beautiful, restored town. I was on the boats with the fishermen, and we were catching giant crabs early in the morning outside Oran, rather the Arabian Sea. We brought them all back, and I looked at them and came up with the concept of, well, it was whatever time in the morning, and I thought, well, let's just cook them. And so I came up with. An idea where the three of us, a fisherman, a chef from a nearby heritage hotel, and myself, were going to cook these crabs each with a different kind of chili pepper in whatever way we wanted to do it. And so, I kind of navigated that, but they did their thing, and we ended up each cooking our dishes. With our own style, with our own individual chili peppers of three different kinds, and we shared them, and we sat there and we talked and we laughed, and it was almost 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning by then, but beer had already started to pair a little bit with these crab dishes that had been cooked. But did we care? Of Yeah, yeah, of course not. It was one of the best, absolutely one of the best things in the world I had ever done. Creativity is everywhere. It is ubiquitous around you. You just need to look around and recognize it. The creativity is also not individual. Creativity is also combined. Creativity means that one must ally with others around one, and recognize that and bring together the alliances that will actually enable very constructive enterprises to grow. My recognition of this resulted with me engaging with two very important people in my life. One, Jordan Cabot, who is a photographer who has done my primary photographs around Chili Chic, who took an idea and ran with it. My second is my partner David Nagaram, who is also a photographer, but from a very different perspective and a travel perspective, who engaged with me on a project that I came up with one summer last year called Christmas in Tehran. And it was a viewpoint on life of people in a nation that many people do not in fact understand. So this is an introduction of me. I work on a myriad of projects. I have projects that go from anywhere from something called Grab Your Balls and Get Going, to something's on my mind, to Letters Between Cooks, to Christmas in Tehran, to the virtual choir, to something called the Male View, um, and you know, I have a passion for people. I love to be able to sit and develop businesses. I'm well able to write business plans and be able to pull them forward and execute them. I have book ideas that I call the Young and Hungry 20s, because I think that the 20 somethings in the world right now have a very different scenario in which they're actually operating and they're doing very well, and I think making very good choices. And I also have on the other side a book called Tone Deaf, which is getting written. And Tone Deaf is really focused on kind of the rich and the mighty, who don't actually understand that they can no longer live in these isolated scenarios around the world. Because that is no longer how life is going to be. Life has actually changed, and it is going to become a very different decade than it has ever been. So this is my introduction again to you. Clearly, I cross a lot of different areas, but I wanted to get on board, and I wanted to say hello, and I wanted to say welcome, and stick with me as I try to build this. Thank you.